I swear, there's this clock in the back of my head counting down, and it never tells me what I'm running towards. Nobody explains how scary it is when time stops feeling like a resource and starts feeling like a threat. When you wake up one day and you realize you're not a kid anymore, not a teenager anymore, not early 20s anymore, and suddenly you're measuring your life in years instead of summers. And it's weird because nobody warned us about this part. Growing up, time felt endless. Summers felt like years, weekends felt long enough to build a whole new identity. Now a whole year goes by and it feels like a long weekend with extra steps. Blink twice and suddenly you're older, behind, and somehow supposed to have figured out how to be a person by now. A lot of people don't talk about this feeling because it sounds dramatic to say out loud. I feel like I'm running out of time. People hear that and assume you're talking about dying, death, or that you want some motivational speech about grinding harder. But it's not even about death. It's about this weird quiet dread that you're not doing enough before the clock hits zero. Even though nobody told you what zero is. I remember being like 16 and thinking 25 was the age the world stopped judging you. Like once you hit that age, you just automatically have your shit together. Job, love life, purpose, money, confidence, mental stability, the complete starter pack. Then you actually hit those ages and you're like, wait, where's the upgrade screen, man? Where do I redeem my bonus stats? Why do I feel like I'm glitching through the tutorial? And the dangerous part is, the panic makes regular things feel like failures. You see other people hitting milestones and it starts feeling like everyone else is catching the last train out of the station and you're still trying to find the platform. Someone moves out, someone gets married, someone drops a career announcement, someone buys a house, and you're just sitting here dealing with, did I drink water today? Why am I tired at 2 p.m.? Levels of life. And then there's birthdays. I don't care what anyone says. Birthdays are existential horror movies disguised as cake. Everyone is celebrating you, taking photos, writing posts. Meanwhile, you're silently calculating how many years you've used up and how little of it feels like it mattered. It's like aging in dog years emotionally. Some kind of pressure comes from comparison, the quiet kind. You don't even realize you're doing it. You just look at someone's life and go, shoot, I should be there by now. Like life is a race and there's one winner and you're already behind by 5 checkpoints. But some of it comes from childhood too. Growing up in homes where emotions weren't allowed to take too long, where you learn to move quickly, decide quickly, grow up quickly, where being slow meant being a problem. When you're raced to rush, adulthood becomes one giant block you're sprinting against. No wonder asking for help feels like failure. No wonder resting feels like wasting time. No wonder you can't just be without guilt chewing in the back of your head. And there's this dark layer that nobody wants to touch. The more you've gone through, the more you feel like time owes you something. Like you deserve more time because so much of it got stolen by depression, by your heartbreak, or grief, or survival. And when life doesn't give refunds, that pressure turns into panic. It's like losing years to things you never chose, only to look up and realize the clock kept moving without you. I remember losing someone who was close to me once, and I was thinking, dang, time really doesn't wait for pain to finish. You can be grieving, shattered, mentally on fire, and the world just keeps doing Monday. The calendar doesn't pause. Rent doesn't pause. Deadlines don't pause. Life just stares at you like, figure it out. And that's terrifying because it makes you feel like you're falling behind even when you're hurting. Honestly, sometimes the feeling comes from not knowing what you want. People don't talk about how paralyzing that is. Everybody acts like once you hit adulthood, you'll magically have dreams and goals in the 10-year plan. What if you don't? What if you genuinely don't know what you're trying to win at? That's when time pressure hits the hardest because you're racing without a finish line. But here's the part that nobody wants to explain to you. Feeling like you're running out of time usually means you care. You want your life to mean something. You want your days to go somewhere. You want to look back and not feel like you wasted the only shot you got. That panic isn't emptiness. It's desire. It's proof you haven't given up even if it feels like you have. And the wild thing is, nobody is actually ahead. Everyone is improvising. The people who look like they're winning are usually just better at posting it. The ones who look like they have time are usually fighting their own clocks off screen. Sometimes the solution isn't speeding up. Sometimes it's deciding what's actually worth the time you do have. Like, if you had 5 years left, you'd instantly know what mattered. The sad part is, we don't think that way until it's too late. But what if we use that feeling now? I'm not trying to say this in a motivational speech type of way. I'm just trying to say, stop letting other people's timelines ruin yours. And you know what does something weird to time? Presence. Being here. Not in the future. Not 5 years ahead. Not running mental simulations of every possible outcome like you're Doctor Strange. Just being in the moment you're actually in. Time stretches when you're present. It collapses when you're anxious. It's ironic, but the more panic you have about time, the more you lose. The more you let yourself be here, the more time you get back. Not in years, but in actual life. So maybe the real enemy isn't time running out. Maybe it's the belief we're supposed to be somewhere else already. That there's some invisible deadline we missed. That we're late to our own life. So I want you to take this away. Ask yourself this. But what if we're not? What if we're right on time and it just doesn't look like it because nobody talks about this part of their heart out loud? If this hit for you, watch the next video.